guys, welcome to your first date. Congratulations, you made it here. The first thing you need to do is leave everything behind. Stop thinking about your emails, stop thinking about those struggles from the day. When this video's over, turn your phone on airplane mode, put it away. No interruptions. The only thing that should interrupt you is that 2-year-old who doesn't quite understand what date night means yet. Tell the rest of your kids, this is date night. This is important time for us. Eventually, like 10,000 times later, they'll figure it out. And it won't be this first time, but they will figure it out, we promise.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about some of the skills we're going to practice through this. Kendra and I have been through just gobs of these kinds of marriage enrichment types of programs, and they always start awkward and kind of trite or forced, maybe feel like at the beginning, but in hindsight, like all these things are worthwhile. So the first one of those skills is really active listening. This is listen carefully. In the Bible, James talks about let everyone be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to become angry. And this kind of listening is super uncommon today. Our lives are too fast-paced and we're trying to get too much done within our time. And so we're often listening to respond or to keep things moving or to solve a problem or to defend our position or our viewpoint. But this kind of listening carefully, active listening, is really listening so that we can understand. It's really more about like what's going on in here. And so as you listen, and you can listen not only for content, but for emotions, and you're really trying to reflect that back, because this is what intimacy is built on. Like, I understand, or I think I understand what you are feeling, what you're experiencing, your viewpoint on the world.
Yeah. And so you're gonna have to start talking a little differently too. In the Bible, it says in Ephesians, instead, speaking the truth in love, we will grow to become, in every respect, the mature body of Him who is the head, that is Christ. It's this speaking the truth in love thing that's going to be a little different for these conversations. We're not speaking aggressively. We're not speaking passively. Definitely not passive aggressively. Not defensively. We are speaking assertively to one another. We're speaking what's truly in our hearts. What we need to say to each other, and we're doing this in love. We're using I statements. Try not to say, "Well, you always." That never
ends well.
Never ends well, right? So always say how you are saying with I statements on your own feelings.
Yeah. Own your own feelings. Let the other person own theirs, and and hold back on unwholesome kind of things that aren't going to build the other person up. Also, I'd say wonder more. That's huge. So Kendra and I have known each other since 1st and 2nd grade.
It's adorable.
Yeah. Or like, either way. But the thing is, we've known each other a really, really long time. And I have every reason to believe that at this point in our lives, I should be able to read her mind and understand exactly what's going on, or anticipate that, or speak that I know, like, you're feeling this right now. But I can't.
You can't.
There's still a whole bunch of stuff that I just don't understand, even to this day. That's a mystery. And I can get frustrated about that, or I can judge that, or any number of other things, or get sarcastic. But it's best if I just stay curious and I wonder more. So Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, God has set eternity in the human heart. And so even with this person that I know so well, there's a whole world of stuff that I have yet to discover.
And finally, the last thing is just to see the cup half full. Put the best construction on it. See the good in your partner. See the good in the situation. And look at that part. Philippians 4:8 says, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever's true, whatever's noble, whatever's right, whatever's pure, whatever's lovely, whatever's admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. This doesn't mean we should avoid the negative things in our life or the traumas, but we should put the best construction on them and treat them with worth, and always treat your partner with worth. Give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, Totally. If you've made it to this point in your 8 dates journey, if you've made it to this point in your relationship, wherever you are, you surely have a lot that is worth celebrating in your relationship and a lot in your partner that is worth cherishing. And the activities leading up to this date really were intended to kind of call to mind all those kind of things. So 99 ways to cherish your partner. If you haven't done that exercise just yet, pause the video and go and do that. These are important things to call to mind and to actually like say to your partner, to value them. And then also this first date right out of the gate is all about trust and commitment. Lean on me. And so through this time, we're going to talk about what commitment means, how we formed our ideas of commitment, and how we've lived through all manner of things together, experienced them together.
Yep. One of the first things you're going to do in your questions during this date is just talk about what your foundation is. Like who and what helped you form your ideas of trust and commitment? What models did you have in your life? What are your parents, those other people that were influential in your early lives? As Carl mentioned, we have known each other a very long time, since we were very little. And we went to the same grade school, we went to the same church, we had the same pastor, we had the same youth leader. So we have a lot of the same foundational things, right? Like a lot of the things that formed us were pretty close to the same. Our parents were in a Bible study together growing up, and very similar in terms of their trust and commitment. There's this horrible video of us in like 4th and 5th grade wearing these neon spandex 90s awesome outfits playing Red Rover in our front yard. It's pretty awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. I have this distinct memory of a mission trip meeting, getting ready to go to Mexico, and looking across the room and seeing Kendra, who I had known for a long time, and then all of a sudden seeing her in a totally different light and going, I really need to get to know this girl and spend some more time with her. The thing is though, like I think about that moment and where we are now, and we've just been through so much leading up to our marriage, and then just within our marriage. So we continue to benefit from Kendra's parents living nearby, and just kind of seeing their awesome example of living out commitment just in close proximity with us. Also leading into us getting married, I had a lot of experiences around commitment in watching how my grandpa and my dad lived those out. Each of them lived through periods of time where their spouse was battling a degenerative illness. And so I watched them live out the for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, till death do us part vows in very real ways, firsthand experience of that. And I very much had that, we very much had that as a backdrop when we were getting married. Like, this is where things are going. This is how this could work. So, yeah.
Yes. And that's going to be the next section of what you're going to reflect on and talk about is, what have you already experienced together? What trials have you been through? What things have helped form your trust and your commitment in your relationship? We got married young, like we were 22 and 23. We were kids. We had no idea what we were doing. And the first couple of years of our marriage were tough. He was going to grad school. I was working a job that didn't pay a ton, and money was scarce, and his mom passed away in our first year of marriage.
Wasn't really sure who I was or what I wanted to do with my life.
Yeah, still not sure over here, but you know. We had a lot of growing up to do, and we really, we've been through a lot together, and I'm sure a lot of you can also name those trials early on in marriage or early on in relationships that really formed who you are as a couple.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's the thing, like along the course of our relationship, the moves and the kids and the trying to figure it all out, like so much uncertainty outside and everything else. I mean, I can't even imagine trying to figure those things out without knowing that, like, this was a sure thing. She's not going anywhere. We're doing this together. Huge. Couldn't have done it. So, yeah. So now we've kind of gotten personal about some of these things. Let's talk about trust and commitment, anchoring in the Bible. Right out of the gate, Bible talks about commitment.
Yep, Genesis 2:24. That is why a man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife, and they become one flesh. This is all about, in a relationship, particularly marriage, jumping in with 2 feet. And you don't get the opportunity to leave 1 foot out the door. This is where we are. We're in this together, and there's no looking back. You're stuck now. No.
There's this clear sense of direction that says you're leaving behind other relationships in order to prioritize this one. You're my person, right? And so you're building a household together, and so you're collaborating on making all that work, and you're also building intimacy together and learning how to trust and understand one another at a deep emotional and physical level as well. And that's what it's all about. That's marriage as God intended it, and there's safety in that, in love that lasts a lifetime. And so really, in all the twists and turns, wherever you're going to go in your conversation, we want you to make sure and land the plane with this idea clearly in mind. Like, you're looking at this person across from you and you're going, you are my favorite person in the whole world, and I'm the luckiest person in the world to do life with you. And so that's where you're headed. So enjoy a wonderful conversation and just anticipate a lot of great dates ahead. So peace, guys.
Peace.